In the quiet depths of our minds, where shadows of doubt and fear linger, there exists a timeless philosophy, a way of life that has weathered the storms of human suffering for centuries. It is not a path of escape, but of confrontation. It does not promise ease, but strength. This is Stoicism, a philosophy not of passive acceptance, but of active mastery over the self. And at its core lies the art of mental resilience, a skill we can all cultivate if we dare to look inward. Imagine for a moment standing at the edge of a vast ocean. The waves crash against the shore, relentless and unpredictable. Some are gentle, others violent. Yet, beneath the surface, the ocean remains unmoved. This is a Stoic ideal, to be like the depths, undisturbed by the chaos above. But how do we achieve this? How do we train ourselves to remain steadfast in the face of life's tempests? The answer lies in habits, small, deliberate practices that shape our character over time. These are not grand gestures, but quiet, consistent acts of self-discipline. They are the tools with which we carve out our mental resilience, one day at a time. The habit of perception, seeing things as they are. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." These words are a beacon, guiding us to the first habit of mental resilience, the mastery of perception. We cannot control the events of life, but we can control how we interpret them. Every challenge, every setback, is an opportunity to practice this skill. When we face adversity, our first instinct is often to react with anger, fear, or despair. But what if we paused, even for a moment, to ask ourselves, what is truly within my control? The Stoics call this a dichotomy of control, a simple yet profound idea that divides the world into two categories, what we can change and what we cannot. By focusing our energy on the former, we free ourselves from the tyranny of the latter. This is not denial. It is clarity. It is the courage to see things as they are, not as we wish them to be. And in that clarity, we find power. The habit of endurance, embracing discomfort. Seneca, another giant of Stoic thought, wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." These words remind us that resilience is not born in comfort, but in struggle. To build mental fortitude, we must willingly step into the arena of discomfort. This is the second habit, the practice of endurance. Think of the athlete who trains in the cold, the artist who labors through the night, the philosopher who wrestles with unanswerable questions. Each of them embraces hardship, not because they enjoy it, but because they understand its value. They know that growth comes at a cost, and that cost is often pain. For us, this might mean facing our fears head-on, or enduring a difficult situation without complaint. It might mean sitting with our emotions rather than running from them. Whatever form it takes, the habit of endurance teaches us that we are stronger than we think. And with each small victory, our resilience grows. The habit of reflection, learning from the past. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, left behind a treasure trove of wisdom in his meditations. One of his most enduring lessons is the importance of reflection. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too, he wrote. This is a third habit, the practice of looking inward, of learning from our experiences. Each night, as the world grows quiet, we have the opportunity to reflect on our day. What went well? What could we have done better? Did we act in accordance with our values? Or did we let our emotions get the better of us? This is not an exercise in self-criticism, but in self-awareness. It is a way of holding ourselves accountable, of ensuring that we are living with intention. Through reflection, we begin to see patterns in our behavior. We identify the triggers that lead to destructive emotions, and we develop strategies to overcome them. Over time, this habit becomes a compass, guiding us toward greater self-control and inner peace. The habit of gratitude, finding light in the darkness. Finally, there's a habit of gratitude, a practice that might seem at odds with the Stoic emphasis on detachment. But gratitude, in the Stoic sense, is not about clinging to the good things in life. It is about recognizing their value even as we prepare to lose them. As Seneca reminds us, he who is not content with what he has would not be content with what he would like to have. In moments of despair, gratitude can be a lifeline. It reminds us that even in the darkest times, there is something to be thankful for. Perhaps it is the support of a friend, the beauty of nature, or the simple fact that we are alive. By focusing on these small blessings, we shift our perspective. We begin to see that life, for all its challenges, is still worth living. The journey ahead, these habits, perception, endurance, reflection, and gratitude, are not quick fixes. They are lifelong practices, requiring patience, discipline, and courage. But for those who embrace them, the rewards are profound. We become like the ocean, unshaken by the waves. We learn to navigate life's storms with grace and dignity. And in doing so, we discover a strength we never knew we had. This is a promise of Stoicism. Not a life free from suffering, but a life free from the tyranny of suffering. It is a call to arms, a challenge to rise above our destructive emotions and become the masters of our own minds. And it is a journey we can take together, one step at a time. So let's begin. Let us cultivate these habits, not because they are easy, but because they are worth it. Let us strive for self-control and fortitude, not because we are weak, but because we are capable of greatness. And let us remember, as Marcus Aurelius did, that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. What color will yours be?